No, you're trying to. This is a trick. This is Toop's trick.
It's fun, honestly.
Toops' trick.
Toops' trick.
It's Halloween, y'all. It's officially Halloween because we got Toops' trick.
Toops' trick or treat, and the trick is that he's going shield. The treat is that surprise that was also a trick. He's going shield. Kids reach out their hands to get some candy. He's like, shield that. And he just like, shield B, and he goes behind him and he runs away. He's like, I can't get any fucking candy. You can't catch me.
It's like that scene from The Dark Knight. Joker says, I'm going to make the set play disappear.
Hello and welcome to the YASEcast. This is episode number 57. I am Nick. Joining me today, we got an all-star cast lined up. Joining me today, we got Velius.
Hi.
Got Jarv.
What's going on, everybody?
And we got Toops.
What's up?
Hell yes. Should we just get like Melty Blood talk out of the way first? Or do you want to hang on to that for a bit later? We simply must.
Yeah.
Jarv was Kohaku Gaming right before you started recording.
He was Mado Gaming.
I was absolutely Mado Gaming.
You're Mado Gaming.
I have been stricken by the Mado Gaming bug thanks to a friend of the pod, Shrimpy Dabashi, from locals. Travis has been helping me with Mado Gaming. Toops has been helping me with Mado Gaming. Everyone that I know is like, there are two characters on the screen. That's better than one. Let's fucking go.
Two is better than one. Like, that is valid. But
yeah,
I'm sticking with my boy Roa for now at least. He fun. He lightning.
There's no high five except for the one that you do for yourself whenever you are fraudulently just throwing out a shit ton of mids and I am dying.
Oh, these fraudulent mids.
I know,
no
the fraudulent
overhead.
mids.
Oh,
absolutely zero. So hungry for gimmicks that you're willing to soft lock the game.
I haven't even lapped it, but I feel attacked right now, Jarv.
You should. Fucking Roa players should all feel attacked right now. No, maids are super fun. I'm pretty into them. I like what they do. I think they're just like hilarious to look at and see do shit on the screen. I have to talk about like a weird network issue thing because the connection fucked up and Travis's game died, and I was playing with like him and Carrie, and Travis was playing Jess Hisui. Carrie and I are playing maids, but sometimes we just don't see one of the maids. Like, there should be 4 characters on the screen when I'm playing Satenchi, and there's only 3 sometimes. I'm like, why is your Kohaku invisible? And, like, the plant is invisible. Everything about it is invisible. Or, like, one time he was like, all your projectiles are invisible. I'm like, nice, I'm going to set a shit ton of bentos. And, like, that was kind of janky. We could have just, like, left the game and came back, and once we did, it actually worked just fine. But that was very funny. It's like Melty was like, no, you should actually play just Hisui. We're going to show you. We're going to blind you from Kohaku.
Man, this is some fucking shit. Hold on, this is some fucking shit. You're like, oh no, these Roa players, yeah, they're doing all this horrible shit. And you're like, yeah, so my character was invisible, and all the projectiles you're putting down was also invisible.
I was saying that was bad. But I'm saying that was bad, actually, if you listened, if you paid attention. But
I did.
Too busy over here throwing lightning bolts to listen to words.
Yeah, shield it. Shield beam me. Fuck him up.
I don't want to engage with the shield.
I don't want to do the thing I'm supposed to do to counter it.
Here's the thing. I don't like here. We're gonna go away from Melty. We're gonna go direct. Welcome audience to the
We're getting into it. 5 minutes in, we're getting into it.
Okay, what is with the trend in the past 5-ish years of video games, fighting games, when they're like, oh, you need to do something on defense? Why don't you play rock paper scissors to do it? Why don't you just obnoxiously put yourself into a situation where you play like a one-dimensional canned mix? And I'm like thinking of Soul Calibur 6. I'm thinking of this game. I'm thinking of a couple others. But that's it just doesn't feel as good. And I'm sure I can learn how to use shield and how to counter shield and how to counter shield. But day one, when I'm seeing like the level 8 mind game mix-ups off of shield, I don't see it as like, wow, this owns. I see it as like, wow, it's so one-dimensional that people have like quote unquote solved it. They haven't, but you know
that's
what I'm saying.
Definitely how I felt day one. Also, I was definitely in the fuck shield camp on day one. like getting to use it a bit more and playing with people at locals, I was like, okay, I can kind of see it's more intricate than shit. A lot of people compare it to like Blitz Shield and Guilty Gear, but I think it definitely gets down to like, okay, now that if you're in like that kind of situation, sometimes the right answer is to not shield and then just like, oh, now you're stuck in a shield animation. I'm gonna grab you or overhead you and or low you, whatever the fuck I gotta do.
Get owned.
Yeah, but I mean, understandably, day one, week one, people are gonna be just trying to find some ground to stand on. But yeah, once you get it down, I think the game's a lot more fun.
Yeah, and truthfully, I want to learn it.
Kohaku's cactus is overhead, so it's really funny to see people wake up low shield, and then you just put the cactus on their head, and then the cactus starts punching because it combos, so the cactus just starts punching them. That's always fun.
No fucking way that's an overhead. You're fucking shitting me.
It is. It's an overhead. It's her best standing overhead.
Oh, she has multiple overheads. That must be nice.
Actually, no.
I just like one overhead.
She has one. I said best. I think that's the other one is Hisui assist with the table.
The table's an overhead?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole thing, because Kohaku Jump C is not an overhead. But it's 2 hits, and it's like plus a bunch.
Shit's weird as fuck.
When Hisui's on point, that big Kohaku broom is not an overhead. So
okay, but if you're just playing Kohaku, though...
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm talking specifically about the assist since Toops was talking about the...
Okay. That's fucking wonky.
This is how it goes when you're Mado gaming.
Yeah. So, ever since Street Fighter 4, I noticed something about fighting games. And there's a few that don't have this, but it's the law of the one mechanic. Every new fighting game since Street Fighter 4 had to have one mechanic that's just really bad. Just something where I'm just like, why is this in the game? It's like, I'll like everything else, but it's one, and it varies on how bad it is. Soul Calibur 6 was the RPS, the shield thing?
Reversal Edge.
Reversal Edge. Street Fighter 4 was Ultras. I mean, I stopped playing Street Fighter 4 over like a decade ago, so maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was.
Red Focus.
Marvel 3 had
I think FADC is the bad mechanic from Street Fighter 4. More so than Ultras. Ultras, I'm like, okay, whatever. But FADC like enabled all the bad shit. That enabled like FADC into Ultra for most shit, and that was just fucking annoying.
Xrd had Danger Time, and some people will tell you that they like Danger Time. They are lying. Do not believe them. If there's someone in this room who's about to say, I like Danger Time, he is lying to you, and don't believe him.
So, I believe these people are still coping, and I wish them luck. If you like Danger Time, then we'd like to talk about our latest sponsor, BetterHealth.
Here's what I'm going to say about Danger Time. I feel like the people who say they like Danger Time a lot are people who love games where shit just gets chaotic, and I do think they genuinely like to see, oh fuck, now it's a scramble and now everything's really scary, now the tension's up.
Maybe that's
God, I fucking hated it.
Maybe that's why I don't hate the shield stuff, because maybe I'm just at a different point in my life than I was when Xrd came out.
I'm a grown man now, and I don't.
Yeah. Like I'm really addicted to this game, but I'm at that mindset where like I need to crack this open and be the best. Now it's just like I need to crack this open so I can have even more fun. So that's why
exactly.
I've been seeing stuff like I can show Jarv some Loki that I have that hits way more often than I thought it would. And that's just from me trying to have fun.
I can I jump in real quick and say I've been like in the past 24 hours motivated by the same things. Not like I gotta be the best, I gotta grind the ranked, I gotta win all these online tournaments. I'm like, this isn't the game I wanted to play. I'm like mashing auto combo on block. That sucks. I just want to have more fun, and I want to do like the cool Hisui shit that I see online, and like I don't need to do the hardest shit, just like enough to be like, oh man, Hisui gaming, this is great.
Yeah, I've got like my B&B with Kohaku's like 3,500 damage. I see dudes do 3,700, 3,800 off the same one bar. I'm like, I got enough.
I'm so close.
But it's fine. I have enough.
I'm pushing like 3.5k maximum throw unless I'm like really going into like meter shit, like using a lot of meter, and I'm like, I'm good. I'll just do guess right another couple times in neutral. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll just do
I'll
that.
Just hit him again. Whatever.
Yeah. That's easy. I'll just hit him.
Toops, you're 92%
I'll just block
there.
his shit and hit him.
If you hit a 3,500 damage combo and you see people doing 3,800 damage combos, you are 92% of the way there. That's an A. That's an A minus.
That's an A.
I'm cool with an A minus. I'm legit cool with that. So
that gets you on the honor roll. Like, hey, you good. You ain't valedictorian, but you on the honor roll.
Vlab Archangel with summa cum laude.
But yeah, that's just, if the game has one bad mechanic, I can deal, because I just feel like every game is going to have a bad mechanic.
I don't know who requests that. Like, which shareholders are just like, folks, we need more shit ass mechanics.
I'm actually gonna read you guys read y'all something.
Oh, it's story time.
That Rakir, the player, tweeted, and it's an interview from devs of Type Lumina. All right. In our mock-up build, we removed many system mechanics to make it easy for new players to play. We also made some inputs simpler as well. We tried removing double jumps, air dashes, putting restrictions on Gatlings, but it didn't feel like Melty Blood. That's when we knew what kind of game we wanted to make. There was a plan at one point to remove all command inputs and make all specials just a button and a direction.
Oh,
but that didn't
no.
feel like Melty Blood, so that plan was scratched. We took the good parts of this idea and implemented them as moon skill. And I guess...
You know
so
what?
is moon skill not in the whole game?
No.
Okay.
You know, I guess actually, like, it's really easy to hear that and be like, oh my god, like, that sounds awful. They try to remove, but, like, if you think about it, it's like, hey, we're gonna, like, peel back the different layers on fighting games and see, like, what we feel works and what's, like, the core that we want to keep working on. So, it's like I said, really easy to hear that and be like, oh god, that sounds awful. But in the context of we're trying to look at our core mechanics more like, I guess, like, separated from each other, almost in a vacuum, if that kind of makes sense. Like, I actually think that's really fucking smart.
Are you saying that just because they had a build with no air dashes or double jumps?
No, I love that shit.
Mean what?
I'm saying I love, like, air dashes and everything else.
Okay. I was saying just because they had a build with no air dashes and double jumps, that doesn't mean that that's what they planned for the final product. They were just testing things out and going like, all right, we need this, we need this, we need this. Mm-hmm. What did they take out, actually?
The moons as, like, quote unquote grooves.
Yeah.
Like the moons as, like, 3 character variations and the way they interact with heat and stuff like that.
Right.
Moon as a moon skill is actually quite cool. The fact that it's, like, simple input, it's super easy. In the moon drive or whatever it's called, you get the clash frames. Like, there's ways to engage with it at multiple levels to the point where I'm, like, actively suggesting this to the weebs I know in my life who are just, like, you know, gym bros or, like, not big time, like, fighting game players. Maybe they just watch, like, Next Level Battle Coliseum, bringing that one back. But they don't really play a whole lot of games. I'm like, yo, gotta buy this game. It's got Saber. Saber has sold a copy, at least.
All the gym bros
in my
talking
gym.
about Fate Stay Night, you know it.
I mean, I'm in a gym bro weeb chat, and we definitely be talking about some unlimited ass blade works.
I would go to the gym if I fucking had that near me, man. Let me tell you.
If you went to my gym, everyone would be talking about anime and listening to, like, metal music and trying to deadlift 600 pounds because that's what the owner / my trainer, like, wants out of everyone.
Gym bros our age and younger now, they're all into anime. Like, what makes you think? What do you think makes them
Instagram,
inspired
DBZ
to go to the
gym?
gym? Yeah.
That
The whole
account
generation saw One Punch Man and was like, I can do that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely. It's a big motivator, and, like, I have friends who are like, oh my god, like, my rise in, like, the strongman world, like, it feels like an anime arc. I'm like, yeah, man, it sure does. What the fuck? But, like, but I do be supporting the homies. Like, if I get my name in the credits, then, like, what up, Vault Viddies?
Yeah.
Be in there.
Yeah. It's It's pretty cool. I'm enjoying the game.
Yes. The maid players are enjoying it. Vel, are you a maid player?
I'm more like maid enjoyer.
Maid
so far,
enjoyer.
I've been sticking with CL for who I want to like mostly play as, and I do appreciate the changes that they made to her in a lot of ways. But I honestly think for the most part, people are still discovering how the game just operates. Like. It's so much different than a game like Street Fighter. Like, they're still discovering how, there's weird invulnerability frames at points for a bunch of different types of moves. And just being able to do basic movement in this game. People are still discovering, like, little workarounds. Like, you just go on Twitter and scroll for a little while in any of the Melty tags, and you're going to see people finding just weird shit, just obscure weird shit, either about their character, about the core gameplay mechanics, And so far, it's just been interesting to see exactly how much weird shit is out there, And I think one of my issues with this game is that a lot of the characters are much more, like, subtle and nuanced in terms of like what their specific shit does, like there's, I guess maybe it's just a me thing. Maybe it's not actually a thing for other people, but I've tried out every character so far, and a lot of them seem to travel along similar kind of routes to get damage, It's a lot more, I guess, restricted in that way than I was expecting, but I'm also not an expert, and obviously you get to the more nuanced, if you want to optimize shit, then it becomes a lot more individualized and everything.
I kind of see where you're coming from, but at the same token, I mean, we're also not even a week into the game being out yet.
Yeah, so that's probably just a matter of timing on my part. Because
hell yeah, I'm just gonna do JBC air throw because like fuck it, that's I can count on that.
That's the old reliable.
Exactly.
And to be fair, what you just said is a complaint I've heard about old Melty Blood games. Like, I'm a complete Melty Blood noob. This is my first one, spending more than 1 hour in Melty Blood. But when I asked about it from other people, their complaint was a lot of the characters seemed kind of samey when you got down to it. A lot of the combos seemed kind of samey when you got down to it. The BC JBC bacon cheeseburger, junior bacon cheeseburger,
double bacon cheeseburger, yeah.
That's been a meme. Like, other than the cursed bathroom meme and all that, was at BC air throw. Jump C was really good with a lot of characters, and Jump A.
I think just in general, I like how simplified this game is in comparison to a lot of other anime fighters, where it's like, Arc Drive is very easy to do. Last Arc Drive is very easy to do. The game's tutorial explains everything in layman's terms very simply as to like, hey, so use heat. It's kind of important. And here's why. And it's not like, one of my issues with Uni is that the tutorial for it got a little bit drony for me, where they just kept explaining the same concept across like 5 text boxes, Yeah,
it's pretty dry.
Yeah.
That's not really valid.
That's not really a problem in this version of Melty, though. They're just kind of like, you're gonna push the button to activate, like you're gonna push ABCD here and activate heat, and you're gonna see why it's important that you activate this, and like why you need to pay attention to your moon gauge, Everything is explained very simply, very elegantly, and I think it's clear they put a lot of time into making sure that everyone understood the core aspects of the game as clearly as possible, which I appreciate. And I just to me, there's a lot more positives than there are negatives. And I think most of the negatives can just be like tweaked out and just ironed up a little bit, so that because I think they've been working on it since launch day. How certain features, like network features, have been kind of spotty in general. The issue with not letting intros play out and having it lead to desyncs is a weird technical one, but not unheard of. And it's just, I think most of what needs to be worked on is not like they overtly need to just remove shit or change shit. It's much more like just tweak it a little bit, and it'll be just fine.
Yeah, I feel the same way about the entire online interface. It's really good. It's probably one of the best I've seen, just because of the simplicity. Everything works as it should. If they remove the bugs and those like small problems, they're causing big issues, but they're small problems to fix. I feel like I would have zero complaints, and I think it would be number 2 to Skullgirls as in my favorite online modes, because Skullgirls still has the player lobby where you can have 8 players, so you have 4 games.
Right.
That's the only thing.
Can you do that in this?
No.
Nah.
No.
They gotta patch that in. You
It's
could
funny
do that
'cause,
in
like,
Exert Sign.
You could. It's funny
A long
because,
time ago.
like, speaking of online lobbies, I actually really like that it's a lot simple compared to a lot of the stuff that like ArcSys has been doing. Like, just give me a
big
simple fucking
customized-
room.
No,
Fuck
just
that.
give me a sprite that sits in front of an arcade cabinet
And you know what's
just
even
like
better?
maybe jumps up and down.
It takes like no fucking time to load into any of the shit. I can launch, if I launch Strive and Melty Blood at the same time, I feel like I could get like a match in and like finish a match
get the whole match.
before I could even get to the goddamn main menu in Strive. And I don't even know if that's something they fixed yet. Last I saw it was like, oh, well, someone in the community made this thing that if you launch it, it changes like all the fucking server connections that you have to do. It makes it a little bit faster, but it's still like you're looking at
Totsugeki?
maybe, Totsugeki. I would say you're still looking at like 45 seconds to a minute getting to the main menu, which is insane.
Yeah.
Honestly, the longest part about Melty is having to sit through the intro so that you don't desync from your opponent.
Yeah.
I've never done that. Yeah, are you supposed to do that?
Yeah, you're supposed to let it play out in its entirety.
No, I'm gonna take that win if I can get it. Fuck it.
We did not do that. And we had great matches.
If my opponent's
between Nick and
desynced,
I.
I'm gonna be good.
It depends, but most of the chugs, I think they happen at the beginning, or maybe it messes up the whole match. But I think most of the time when I feel like a chug and it leads to missed input or like my enemy teleports, it happens right at the beginning of the game. And I think you shouldn't skip the intro because it irons that out.
It's also not consistent. Like if you have a traditionally good connection, like me and you, Jarv, we have good connections all the time. So when we skip it, it doesn't seem to impact our matches at all.
Yeah.
But if you're playing at longer distances or if you don't have as good of a connection, it seems like the probability increases that desync issues happen. At least that's what I've been seeing, because I haven't been playing online that much, but I've only been playing against people who I have good connections with, so I haven't noticed anything bad happening. But from what I've been seeing, even playing against someone who's in the West Coast, I still have like a relatively good connection, so the desync issue hasn't been an issue.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen it before, but like I said, listen, if things get desynced and I win the match on my side, whatever happens over on that other side, I don't care about. That doesn't involve me. In that case, I get a win,
don't get
and
in their business.
my opponent probably also gets a win. So it is quite literally a win-win scenario. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
I believe you. I
On
am
the
on your
record.
side.
On the record, not wrong. Okay, we should probably do some check-ins now, considering we're like almost half an hour into the episode right now. Velius, what have you been up to this past week?
Atelier Ryza is what I've been doing this past week, because work has been really stressful, as it turns out.
What is that? Atelier
So
Ryza, not work. I understand the concept of work.
Atelier Ryza is the I think, second most recent in the Atelier games. Where, like, do you know what the Atelier games are?
No.
So it's a series of JRPGs going back to like 1997, where the emphasis is more on item synthesis and time management rather than being like a traditional JRPG.
Okay.
The gameplay is notorious for just being like your regular turn-based JRPG. They're doing almost nothing inventive or creative with that formula because that's not ultimately what the game is about. The combat is just a means to an end. But the number one thing that unites all Atelier games is the cozy, cute atmosphere. So a lot of people have compared Atelier games as like JRPG comfort food because it's just very like warm and lighthearted. And even though you're technically doing work in the game, it doesn't really feel like it, you know? It's not like Tales where you're going on these adventures that, you know, change the landscape of JRPGs and shit, you know? And in certain games, you're not even doing anything outside of just, you know, like building an atelier and then basically just trying to keep it existing by the end. And you just happen to, you know, like, you know, save the country along the way. You know what I mean? Like,
Just a little side bonus there, yeah.
yeah, it's a neat little side bonus, but it's not even sometimes your primary objective to save everyone. It's just something that happens because you're just trying to be an alchemist. That's all you want to do.
Hell
It's
yeah.
a consequence of keeping it open.
Yeah.
Is this the shopkeeper atelier kind of game? I think I played that one. Is that one ring a bell to you? I'm just trying to know if that's what I've played, if this is the same game. Because it was like you keep a shop open and like you do JRPG shit to like have shit to sell. And it was very much into like item synthesis and all that kind of fun stuff.
I think that was a little bit
PC game from a couple years ago, from like, I don't know, 2012 or something.
I don't know about 2012, but there was like a city builder Atelier game called Atelier Nelke. And that was one thing that you would have to do is like design your city with all the other like protagonists from the Atelier games of the past 20 some odd years.
Damn.
And one of them was, you know, like keeping all your shops and ateliers updated with, you would have to go adventuring to go get items, like the necessary components for them to make things with so that they could sell things. So that's the only thing that I can think of. I've also only really played the mainline games. And I didn't even start until Atelier Verona back in 2010, I want to say. Because I was working at GameStop and I was like, this is a new JRPG I've never heard of. Let me try this. So I got it. And it was very fucking hard. Like I got one that is a very much, if you don't do everything perfectly, you don't get the best ending. And you oftentimes don't do everything perfectly the first go, especially if you're not used to the synthesis system. So the story itself is very cute and it's very nice once you manage to do everything right. Like the good ending is good, but it's very old school in that regard where you have to like load up a previous save if you fuck up, you know? And to me, that just felt too pressure inducing. And it's weird because the next one, Atelier Totori, is one of my favorite ones, and that gives you way more leniency where you can screw up a few times or, you know, just experiment and risk fucking up and not have to worry about it because you can still get the best ending. But Ryza is very different from a lot of traditional Atelier games in that the combat is a lot more action oriented, has more of like an ATB system like Final Fantasy.
All right.
With a mix of Legend of Dragoon, because you essentially can like mid-battle level up your party members so that they can do more powerful attacks as the longer the battle goes on, right?
All right.
The more power you get, the more button presses you have to do in order to use the more powerful abilities. So it's like if you do a regular attack, you have to push A once to get the level 2, then you have to push it 2 more times for the level 3 like power meter, essentially. So it's a little bit more involved than just being like on autopilot. A lot of the old school games are just turn-based JRPGs where it's like you could sit there for hours and your enemies will not attack as long as you don't attack, you know? But Ryza mixes that up a little bit. And the music is also like really cute and wholesome, and it's just exactly what I needed from a game lately.
The label of like comfort food as a game descriptor definitely makes sense. And then the more you went into that, so I mean that sounds nice.
Yeah. So I ended up getting Atelier Rise of 2. I haven't even beaten the first one yet. I already got the second one because it was on sale, and I was like, I got to get it while it's on sale.
Yeah, all right, it's a good sale. Oh fuck, Monkey Ball came out today.
Yeah, Monkey Ball did come out today.
Fuck.
And so did Puzzle Bobble.
Talk amongst yourselves real quick.
But Puzzle Bobble came out on PS4 and PS5 today too.
Oh shit!
So it's a good time for old school puzzle games today, apparently. And Puzzle Bobble is also, you can play it in VR.
Damn.
I can't imagine how it works, but I imagine it works out pretty well.
All right, I'm back.
It could.
I got my Switch. I'm just listen. I might start my download for Monkey Ball.
Look, it's worth it. Okay,
It's Monkey Ball.
Mid-podcast, it's worth the
fucking
download.
Metroid Dread comes out on Friday.
there's a lot of good stuff coming out in the next few
too
weeks.
many games.
We're not even in November yet. November is traditionally a time where everything comes out all at once.
Yeah. A lot of games.
A lot of
It's
fucking
game
games.
season.
It's gaming time. It's the time of the season for gaming. And then it's like a sweet organ solo for like 15 minutes while we're gaming. Was that like the zombies? We
be
cannot
gaming.
we cannot license the zombies, I don't think.
Can we?
No.
We can't all license Sora Kingdom Hearts.
Oh my god, Sora Kingdom Hearts, folks. We just saw Sora Kingdom Hearts get into Smash as the final DLC today. I didn't see any of the leaks. I actually saw it fresh while I was in between sets at the gym, and I, was just so emotionally moved by it. Love them. Love that little shit.
Fuck.
And Neco Arc. I also love that little shit too.
Love that little shit.
Just throwing that out there. Love that little shit. I like how Neco Arc is like the second most powerful creature in the Nasuverse.
It's insane.
Second only to Magical Amber, which is like the Kohaku magical girl like alter ego.
I don't know any of this.
Same.
Lore goes-
I don't know. I don't know any of this. I'm regurgitating information from like FPAN wiki or like Nasu wiki, some sort of like Type Moon wiki. I don't know. Type Moon heads, please don't come for me. Please do not. The little funny cat girl it just makes me smile after a hard long day. I just look at funny cat girl doing like the like Superman kind of coming through the screen. And I'm just like, yes. Great.
I hope she's
for
I hope
you.
she's in the game. I hope they make her a normal character instead of a joke character.
Yeah.
Purposely low
Wow.
character.
Jarv could have stopped talking and stopped digging himself into a hole at any point during that last thing, and he just kept going. And Jarv, I respect that. You going for the gold, homie.
Wait, what am I doing? I don't understand why you think I feel bad about anything I just said.
You shouldn't feel bad about loving Neco Arc Chaos. First of all, love that.
Oh, I didn't say that. I said Neco Arc Chaos looks like Lapland from Arc Knights, and people.
Well, I
like
don't know
that.
what the fuck that is. I don't play Arc Knights.
Arc Knights players, get at me. Come for me.
Yo, Toops, what you been up to?
Mainly Melty Blood. I finally got a PS5. So
Whoa,
that's great.
shit!
Oh,
You
hell
won
yeah.
the lottery. The PS5 lottery, not like
So
the
I've
real
been
money lottery.
playing Ratchet and Clank. It demands more of your attention than I thought. It's like, I don't know if I never played Ratchet and Clank before. It feels like a movie, but not in the way that like Final Fantasy X felt like a movie, where they have a lot of long cutscenes. It's just while you play, they just keep talking, and it's all like kind of important dialogue too, and it's pretty good. It looks beautiful. It's about it looks on par with like a Pixar movie in terms of graphics, and they do a lot of shit where like you go to different worlds, different dimensions, and just every part of the game is beautifully rendered. You shoot a lot of guns, and
A lot of
it's
guns.
great.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I for whatever reason I bounced off of it, and I don't remember why. It might have been because I started playing more of Final Fantasy VII Remake. But as someone who's never played a Ratchet and Clank game before, I really liked it.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Also been playing I beat Final Fantasy VII Remake last year, and I started playing the DLC with Yuffie. And there is no reason they had to go that hard on the soundtrack. It's
right.
It's
so fucking good.
Yeah. It's like the first song's great, and then there's like a chase scene in the middle of it, and it's like jazz, but the jazz changes based on what you're doing, and it sounds like
procedurally
straight
generated JRPG
jazz.
jazz.
Yeah, it's procedural jazz. There's a part where you're sneaking, the music gets all quiet, and then once you awaken the enemy, they go into like a drum solo, and it sounds like straight off a Buddy Rich album.
Hell yeah.
It's so good. It's so fucking good.
It's so good. I love Sonon, the ninja dude that you pair up with, because Yuffie's just like all over the place, hyped to do everything.
He's
and
much
Sonon
more
is just
grounded, but he's still like, I'll get. He's like, I'll still get into some bullshit. All right.
Yeah. But I stopped playing those two as soon as Melty Blood came out, and I straight up can't stop playing it. Like I said, I'm not trying to crack this game open and be the best, but I've been playing it a lot more than I played a lot of other new fighting games. Like every time I'm not playing it, I just think about like, oh, next time I'm off work, I'm gonna start playing it. After I'm done cooking, I'm gonna start playing it. Everything. I guess I just love air dashes and movement, and that's probably why I'm able to put up with the shield. So that's what I've been doing.
Hell yeah. Oh, while I'm putting down a cat that wants to be put down, Jarv, what have you been up to?
I gotta say that Melty Blood is probably the game that feels like the best to move around in. Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of Melty Blood. Just been like busy trying to get back into things with work and the gym. Just been trying to get back into the swing of things after a busy homeowner period of craziness. And honestly, still much to do, but just like getting a better handle on it and feeling a little bit better about it. I've been reading a new RPG book that I've been enamored with thanks to motherfucking friends at the table.
I need to look through that.
Yeah, it is called Heart, the City Beneath. It is super fun. This like resistance system is interesting in the way that you kind of abstract your supplies and your health and your like mental stress to like all these different resistance tracks that you put resistance into as you like fail rolls or get mixed successes, and these resistances build up. And every time you get one or add to it, you have to roll this little fallout check. And that's just like, is bad luck going to like crap on you today? Is it going to be right now? And if it is, it could be like a minor fallout where it's going to be something related to what gave you the stress. It's like a fortune fallout means, okay, you're just unlucky today. Maybe like your satchel breaks and there goes, a bunch of your supplies. And so for this fallout, I'm going to like, take away some of your crap. Or like a major fallout, which will also like erase all of your stress that you have built up, but might be like something that follows you that you need to undo at like a later point. That's like even like it kind of gives you more reasons to keep going into the story. It's another one of the like story game kind of RPGs where things are abstracted out, but it's in a fun kind of. Some story games don't scratch the itch of like, I want a lot of things to get. I want like a loot game. And this scratches the loot game, story game marriage for some people because it's a game about what do you have to lose? All those things that you can put resistance to, or what do you have to lose? Your resources. What can you use your resources for to kind of take some of that stress away from your mind, your body, your echo, which is like, spooky stuff. This is a spooky game. You use your they kind of rank the different sizes of dice as like the strength or goodness of equipment. So, a D4 might just be like your bare hands, while a D12 is like a capital G good handgun or something. And that can looking. Also be... Oh, yeah, and the art is super good.
Yeah, the art is like... even just like looking at the fucking cover, it looks so fucking sick. Oh,
I'm so deep
man.
in the weeds on the mechanics, but like, let me like the if you play the game, the core game that they're trying to, obviously Friends at the Table is using it for their campaign song VL, but the Heart book is like, I guess there's this other book called Spire, which is about like the dark elves, I guess, rising up against like the high elves in the city of Spire, and it's all about like you resisting oppression and like rising up. Whereas Heart, the city beneath, it's like underneath the spire is like where the heart is, and the heart is like the shifting chaos that like creates the world. But like people dare not try to like seek it out. But some people are forced to live there. Some people are exiled. Some people, this is just where they were born and raised. Some people have like feel the call of the heart and like must go to it and are compelled to go to it.
Can I read something that I just came across in like the rules for it? So there's a short paragraph on the tone of the game. And this is what it says there. Heart is a game of wonder, horror, tragedy, and humanity in the face of inhumanity. Each player character is fundamentally doomed, as most of their high-level abilities kill the user when triggered. This isn't a game about long-term exploration and growth. It's about flawed, obsessive people making bad decisions and investigating a horrific undercity because they're convinced that the answers they need might lie inside it. Like,
yeah,
ooh.
that's pretty much it. The way that you level up or like get new abilities is you collect beats. You pretty much are telling your GM like, I want this to happen because in order for me to like take a new advance, I need to push someone off of a really tall building or structure, quote, and like, in parentheses, they really deserved it. And if I do that, then I can take a minor advance, which might just give me like another domain. So you have skills which are like, oh, if I'm trying to kill someone, I get another die to roll on this. But you also have domains. That's not just like I know what to do, but like I know where I am. I'm in a haven. I know how to hang out and like talk to people and like get what I need in a haven. Versus if I'm in like a cursed place. If you have the cursed domain, you are probably fucked up. You probably have some amount of you that is cursed in order for you to feel comfortable in the cursed domain. But yeah, it's a great way to like blend some of this like item based, I want loot that I can roll to use against people or to heal my own stresses and trade this D6 loot for healing my minor mind fallout. I'm going to the bar to like have a couple drinks and just totally like relax all my stress. And then you roll this die trying to take your mind stress down, and you spent all this shit and you rolled a 1 on a D6. And so the GM's like, okay, you have these drinks and it's just like not really doing it for you, man. Like you just keep spiraling. Like it's not that great, but like it's just enough to like, get by for a little bit. So you take your 1 stress off, and it kind of sucks. But these are characters that, again, fundamentally doomed. Your final ability, your zenith ability, when you use it, most of the time kills you. And you are like the most powerful you can be, but the point of the game is to just, live this character out for a couple sessions, start talking about what your zenith beat's going to be, build to it, and then let your players have a lot of fun and burn out real bright.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, we should play this game. It's pretty fucking fun. And
I feel like it kind of forces you, well, maybe not forces, but like it's definitely something where it feels like they want you to really think about your character more so than games like D&D. And they want you to try and have a character arc. Not to say that D&D doesn't, but no. Whenever I think of short games, I always think of, okay, well, how do I establish who my character is and just, what do they want to do and how do they get from A to B?
You are given that pretty easily to get into. It's like, you pick a class, you pick some sort of backstory that's like the reason why you're in Heart of all places. You pick 2 other characters and you do a little like, here's something that happened to us before the game started. All of your advances are like flags of what you want to do. Like, slay a beast 5 times your size, or get a bard or someone to like, write down like stories of your great heroic successes and all these little things. You're telling the GM like, I want all these things to happen and here's some backstory and you can make it happen. And it's pretty cool. Like, it's not like these little pre-scripted, I'm running D&D for the people at the shop. If you got to be a first level character only, like, we're going to go through the Minds of Phandelver. It's just kind of like, I'm not even going to go to the same place every time, depending on what combination of all those, like, backstory, calling, class, what happened before the session with these other characters. All those things combined with every group would be different. And so I wouldn't even send you to all the same place, because you're all picking different beats that might say you should go to this location instead of that location. Or maybe today I say that this location is like ABC, give it these descriptors, but I forget because I haven't run the game in a little bit, and now I say that the heart looks like this. And guess what? The creators are like, yeah, it is. Like, the heart is everything. That's heart is always shifting, is always changing, is always presenting to you a manifestation of your desires, so it can corrupt you and like include you in its system and take over you. But it's always different because we are GMs. We only have so much energy in a day to commit to this shit. So sometimes you just kind of make it up on the fly, and it's a little bit different. Or you say, hey, you're the cleaver, and we're talking about like, a heart song beast. Can you give me a little bit of description about this? And you're like, okay, well, I guess I am the cleaver. So let me take some authorship over this part.
Cleaving time.
People feel good. Yeah. Cleavers are weird. You'll find out if you listen to Songfiel.
I need to close this. Keep looking through the fucking manual you sent me for it. I'm like, fuck, this is real pretty. And also, I keep on reading things. Not now.
A lot of body horror
later,
content
later.
for body horror. If you're going to like read that book, though, it's like I think we've described it enough. You kind of get the gist of it. But yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Hell yeah. Well, as far as it goes for me, I've been playing Melty Blood, but something came in the mail on Friday that immediately cut short my Melty Blood playing time.
Oh?
I got a brand new controller for Sound Voltex in the mail.
Yo.
And I've been really enjoying Sound Voltex lately. So I was waiting for this to come in. I'm super happy. One of the things about it that's like, so coming from, playing fighting games a lot and having to deal with fight sticks, it's really cool is that if I need to get into it, it's just the back, it's just magnets that hold it on. So if I need to get to anything, like, I can just pop off the back, which is so nice, let me tell you.
Damn, that is really good.
Especially because, like,
that's awesome.
Something came loose during shipping, which totally common thing to happen, and just being able to be like, oh, let me take a look, and yep, okay, cool, there it is. Let me just plug that back in.
No Allen wrenches.
Yeah, shit's super nice. I really love rhythm games. And there's like nowhere nearby to play Sound Voltex. So I picked this up I bought it a couple months ago, back in July, and it finally got here. But yeah, I have a version of Sound Voltex on my computer, but I haven't been able to get it running. And then I was like, you know what? There's enough like clone programs out there. Just gonna do that. I'm just gonna do that for now. Fuck it. I'll worry about setting the actual game up another time. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So yeah,
the step mania of Sound Voltex.
Exactly. 100%. 100%.
Badass.
But yeah, I fucking love this game. It's also like, if I'm not like super into Toho stuff, but Sound Voltex is literally like
mad Toho music.
Oh my god, it's at least like 50% of the songs.
Yo, how much Bad Apple have you played?
I do have one song. I haven't actually been able to find like the original Bad Apple yet for it. But I found like two covers. One's just like a whatever, like it's like a metal version. Whatever. I saw it, I was like, cool, sure, I'll download that. Fuck it, why not? But the other one is a mashup.
Ooh,
I might think, okay, well, what song would get mashed up with Bad Apple? Okay, let's think here. It is. Oh fuck, I can't remember the goddamn name of the song. I'm just gonna say "Boots with the Fur." Low.
Low.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
apple bottom jeans. Bad apple bottom jeans.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Bad apple bottom jeans.
Stop. Get out.
It's
Get off. Get off the show.
it's
Tallahassee
so,
Payne did not sacrifice and be abused by fucking Usher and not know what Instagram DMs were for this shit. Okay?
Ken Yu-Gi-Oh! Did
No
not
more
try
slander.
and shut down the fucking North American Bamani scene for this.
Yeah.
shit to
Also, don't
happen.
do that.
Also, don't do
We
that.
don't want that.
Don't want.
I mean,
Ken
except for all the
Yu-Gi-Oh.
shitheads.
Yeah, that's what I've been up to. That and of course a little bit of Melty. A new update for
I have a
Crypto Squad
question.
drop. Oh, go for it.
About your Soundbolt X, do you have any is there any fighting game music that you can play?
Someone would have to make charts for it, so I'm sure
Okay.
it exists. So if for example, pretty much if someone makes it, it'll be out there.
Okay. So
And
what
there's
I'm
also,
looking for,
there's also you can take the original, the files from the games and put that in too.
yeah. So what I'm looking for, do you know S's theme from Blaze Blue?
No, I do not.
Conciliation. Does anyone on the call know this song? It's like the trance song that they put in Blaze Blue because S is from that X-Blaze game, and so they got the X-Blaze sound director to do the music. And okay, so this is going nowhere. So I'm really sorry, folks at home.
Yeah, I
if
don't
you
know
know
what you're talking
Conciliation, listen to that song. I don't know. It's like just cool trance music. I don't know. I just want to play some gaming. I have my DDR pad, but
you can
I want
link
to
it
play
to me.
something
I will
more.
listen to it after the show.
Yeah. Folks, you can listen to it if you go to the Discord.
Oh, that's right.
Yase.world. Folks.
Go to the We Made It podcast that we're posting in?
Yeah, we did make a podcast. And we
Posting
still are
stuff.
making
We should
a
just post unrelated pictures in there now.
Wow.
That way people
Own
are going to be
people.
very confused in the Discord. It's like, listen to the episode, and then they'll still be very confused. It's perfect. It's a foolproof plan.
I agree. It's extremely foolproof.
There we go.
Here's the Arc Systems Work topic. With my favorite picture of Ragnar of all time. He looks smug as shit. He's got his big ass hand. 2 brain cells shared between the 3 of these motherfuckers.
have
It's a picture of Noel, Jin, and
Big
Ragnar.
hands.
Yeah, that's the big hand that he's going to fucking devour by darkness you
He
with.
got big fucking hand disease. Be nice to him,
I'm not being mean to him.
Paul. Just for
He likes to do devour by darkness.
For any of you haters out there, be nice to Ragnar. He has big hands
Yeah.
disease. Oh, well, all right. Can't do anything about that.
I can't.
I've fucking folded pretty quickly on that one, huh?
Yeah, we're done here. All right, folks. I think we're going to have to wrap that one up. You just folded on that one real quick.
Yeah. But yeah, that is in. Oh yeah, that's right. They added a new thing to Cruelty Squad, and I was like, I'm not gonna get it, and then I ended up going to fucking get it because I like that game too much. I have everything in that game. I have more money than I will ever know what to do with. And this item that I went to go get, the new one they added, it really isn't. It's incredibly insubstantial. It doesn't do anything really game changing. But the obsession hit, and I had to go get this little flower that sits on top of your head that you can put on. That acts as a parachute. That's it. That's the game.
Damn.
I don't know.
I don't think I need that one. I will skip it.
But it's pretty close to the target for that mission anyway, so it's not that big a deal, I suppose. I
Yeah,
don't know.
you showed me more of that game, and I'm still on the fence on if I want to look more at it with my eyes.
It's really good, and it wants to push you away, but you should look at it more.
That's
It's a
what my
game-
therapist says. So
It is a game that fully it purposely breaks the rule book as far as what people would say good game design is. And I'm not saying before I've called it a shitpost, and that was actually incredibly unfair to say, because everything in that game is very deliberately picked and chosen for certain reasons, and it wants you to get, I think, outside of the mindset of a traditional game.
Damn,
And
it sounds
I
like
think that works for it.
You've got a really narrow view of a shitpost. I feel like shitposts are pretty fucking deliberate, especially those
We're not going to have to get into a big discussion about what constitutes a shitpost
Oh my
and what
god!
doesn't.
Those future Smash memes and the future Nick Brawl memes and shit like that. That is like anticipation shitposting. That is with an effort that I will never have for anything good, important or not.
Right, but
But these kids got it. They got it.
The intent there is for comedy, for those and things like that.
Yeah.
And Cruelty Squad is a critique of capitalism.
not so much
and
comedy.
capitalists.
You might laugh, but
You might laugh, but yeah, it's because like, oh god, it's this fucking tech bro mindset. This 24/7 CEO grind set is on full display.
So it's a game for Sigma males?
Yes, absolutely. For Sigma males and for Scrimbo Bimblos, this is your game.
Scrimbo bimbos. Neco Arc is the ultimate Scrimbo.
I was about to say, can we get Neco's Scribblo Bimblo?
I think this is now 3 episodes, maybe even in a row that I've talked about.
I was going to say, is this
Cruelty
the
Squad.
4th one? I was about
might
to block
be.
you
I
from
don't
saying it
know.
on the 4th episode.
I think I'm done for now until they add some more content, if that ever happens again. Who knows? But love that game. Go play Cruelty Squad. It was just
Cruelty
on sale.
Squad 2.
It might
Lost
still be
in
on
New
sale
York.
by the time you hear this. I don't know.
Oh shit! I guess I should look to see if
Go
it is. on
fucking
sale.
play. Worst case scenario, it's $20 and it's worth $20. I've gotten about 20 hours out of it, and I would consider that well spent.
It's $15.99 right now.
Go get it.
20% off.
Buy it, Jarv.
What's the Reflex edition? Oh, it's got the soundtrack.
buy it.
I simply do not care.
Yeah, listen, there's a lot of things to love about Cruelty Squad, but you do not need to listen to that soundtrack outside of it. Being real honest here.
God, this game is so not pleasant to look at.
Yeah. You know what else isn't pleasant, Jarv? Late stage capitalism.
Yeah, man, I know. I read fucking Capital, so
I know. And this is maybe, hear me out, maybe the graphical style, the aesthetic is on purpose to make you think of how ugly the world is. Maybe, I don't know. I have pulled that out of my ass.
That sounds like liberal bougie bullshit.
Hell yeah. Now come get some avocado toast with me, you son of a bitch.
Fucking artisan class bullshit.
Yeah.
Doesn't substantially support the workers. I'm just fucking around, y'all. Anyways, should we wrap it up, folks?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right.
I gotta have dinner. It's late.
Yee.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. This was episode number 57. 57. I knew it. Knew it all along. I'm Nick. Thank you again for joining me, Velius. I should probably do that. Where can the people find you?
Yeah, probably.
Velius.
I was waiting
There
for
you
the
go.
segue. Find me on Twitter at _Velius and see me talking about films and fighting games at realbetoonfilm.wordpress.com.
Well, bam. Jarv, where can the people find you?
That's at JarvDawg, DAWG, on Twitter and Instagram. And of course, you can always find the team at YASeWorld, Yase.world. We've got the boutique. We've got the Discord. We can look at, I guess, whatever we just posted.
You can look at some
I don't
cursed shit posts and slow.
Her shit post.
There was a really bad one today. I hated that one.
We're not going to talk about that
We're
one.
not gonna talk about that one.
It's hashtag or not hashtag because channel name We Made a Podcast. When we post things and we're talking about stuff while we're recording the podcast, you can always check it out. You can always check out the We Made a Podcast channel. We're going to make a thread for every, maybe not every, but we're going to try to post there and have a thread for discussion if you feel like discussing any of the bullshit we talked about today. Shield defenders.
Shield? Oh.
Shield enjoyers.
For a second, I thought that was its own
fans.
separate game, and I was like, it could be. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I love Shield defenders. That one
sounds.
just
There was what, Shield Maiden? Something like that? That sounds like
Dungeon
a game.
defenders.
I don't fucking know. Toops, where can the people find you?
Nowhere. Leave me alone.
Hey. Hell yeah. And you can find me at SD_Eclipse and post them up a storm in the Ace Discord. Until next time, take it easy, and remember, it don't cost shit to be kind.
Yay.
Later, y'all.